Hello! Welcome back. I missed you. Now I know you've tuned in to this user I Live Again Once reviews on the first film. Or should I say review? But it ends tonight. We will see his thoughts on this movie. But first, we're gonna listen to some music. Stop bullets. Firework. I can't do a handstand. Alright, folks, that song is a little too long. It's a 9-minute song, so I'm gonna let it go through all the way back. It's okay. That's, of course, that was the music you hear in the end title toward the final fight in Matrix-Revolutions. It was Don Davis called Navaras. Also done by Juno Richter, who's done a lot of that techno stuff. Very good music. Okay, so pretty much I decided to put these two sequels together in one video and stuff. And I titled it up there Another Shot because technically I've given these films another shot. So before I give my verdict on these movies now, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the impact that the first movie made on the world. Pretty much. The movie made, got a shitload of money. That year of 1999, I think it got recognized in the Oscars for something. I don't remember what exactly. Some of you guys probably know the answer to what. You put it down below, most likely. Keanu Reeves got a lot of work non-stop, pretty much. Lawrence Fishburne, you could say, other projects he wanted to work on, he got. Like, he got Biker Boys, which he came out as a producer for and stuff. So I went to bet the money he made off this got Biker Boys finance. Carrie-Anne Moss really didn't do that much. I mean, I think she did Red Planet. I think that's about it. Then after the Matrix film, she wanted to do Suspect Zero. Now she's doing a lot of TV stuff. Okay. Pretty much. The Wachowskis. Here's an interesting fact I found out when I went through the trivia for the second film. and everything like that. Did you know that Warner Brothers approached the Wachowskis to do Batman Begins? That's right. They approached them to do it after seeing the Matrix. Like, you know what? We want to give you guys a superhero movie, man. We want to give you guys Batman. And they turned it down in favor of doing the sequels. And, well, some people might say, oh, they kind of made up for it, I guess, with V for Vendetta, but that's a boring fucking movie. I seen it. Has maybe 2 little action sequences, but at the end of the day, it's just a ho-hum movie, really. Even though they didn't, I don't think they directed it. I think they just produced it, maybe, you know. They were not that hands-on with it. Or I think they just produced it and stuff. So that happened there. So it became a big hit. Other studios kind of wanted what the Matrix had. The studio that came to mind, I keep bringing up, is Columbia Pictures, Sony. Because in the Millennium, right away, you know, they seen how Matrix, everybody was flying through the air. What did they do in the 2000s? Can you guess? Oh, wait. Charlie Angels wanna dance like this, but you know, just you know, Charlie's Angels and stuff. I'm not a fan of Charlie's Angels. I'm sorry. Drew Barrymore, she's great. Lucy Liu's good. Bill Murray, he's there. Cameron Diaz, out of fucking place there. Too silly for its own fucking good. The sequel, same thing, you know. Ah, but it's Charlie's Angels. I know, but still, you know, you could have put at least more something serious. It's just too goofy for his own good. That's the problem I have with those movies. McGee's a dickhead too, and stuff like that. Of course, then they went on to go do, you could say, you know, they did The One, which I enjoy The One a lot. Jet Li, Jason Statham. It's a sci-fi movie. Jet Li really doesn't do, if you think about it, really, with exception to Black Mask, or at least in the States, Jet Li really doesn't do sci-fi, ironically enough. That's strange. Maybe because it was the One and plus Black Mask, I guess, or whatever. But, you know, it was interesting to see him there. You know, I liked that the soundtrack was good. Yes, it has wire work because of the situation with the 2 characters, Jet Li versus himself. Okay. You know, so I don't mind The One. Then, of course, well, you had Sony's big fucking movie, which I hate. Movie that got so much praise, and I don't fucking get it. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Which I know the controversy behind that was Jet Li was supposed to do that movie, but he had pulled out because he wanted I guess his wife, his wife at the time, new wife, I guess, because he was married before, now divorced, now he'd be married again, and was pregnant, and he wanted to be with his wife and his kid, pretty much. So he turned it down because of that. And also there was some stuff going around that Jet Li was approached to play the character that Colin Koo plays in the sequel over here, Sheriff. Sarif, I think his name is, yeah. But it depends which story you believe. You could believe the story that, well, Jet Li wanted to be with his wife and kid because his wife just had a baby and stuff. You know, stuff like that. Take a little bit of time there. And stuff. Or you could believe the story that says on IMDb, oh, Jet Li wanted the same amount of money Keanu Reeves got. The Sheriff is not a big character. So, I don't know. Jet Li was just up and coming at the time. So, you know, Jet Li didn't have that much pull, probably. Even though Romeo... Oh, yeah, by the way, Romeo Must Die was another one of those movies that benefited from The Matrix as well. Ironically enough, produced by Joe Silver. I have some enjoyment out of that film. I mean, it's not Jet Li's best film, but it's watchable and stuff. It has its moments. You know, one day I want to review Romeo Must Die. I'll talk about some of the American Jet Li movies, maybe, and stuff like that in the future. Even though I already reviewed 2 of his, my favorite ones, you know, Kiss of the Dragon, Kiss My Ass, and Unleashed, you know, and stuff. Danny, you know, stuff like that. Danny the dog. I reviewed those already. Cradle to the Grave hasn't aged well with me. But, pretty much, yeah, all that stuff going on. And then after the sequels, they still wanted to fly through the air. And then you had Hero. That Jet Li did that one. That was a boring piece of shit movie, really. And just the Hollywood went crazy. And then plus, you know, they were offered to make this films, right, and everything like that. It became pretty much a money making machine, pretty much, because the first Matrix made all that money, and then you had video games, pretty much video games. I think a little bit of stuff. There was a lot of marketing. I don't know, there were action figures and stuff. It just became a big mega, you know, money maker or money machine or whatever. Oh God, Goose that lays the golden egg. I don't know what else to say on it, but I know it became really, really ingrained into pop culture, like it or not. So now, when I talked about the first film, when I first seen it, I thought it was okay, and then it grew on me. All right. They're like, all right, what else could they do with this? Fine, all right. I seen trailers. Okay, they're making this back to back. All right. Here's another fun fact. Originally, the back to back ideas was supposed to be they were going to be released, like Reloaded was going to be first, obviously, which was, and then a couple of weeks later, Revolutions was going to come out. But Warner Brothers, I guess, did not want to do that because they were not sure. Like, no. Release this one, and then we release that one after the summer. So a lot of people got upset about that. Me too. So I said, you know what? I want to go see this in the theater. Maybe I missed out seeing the first one theater. Maybe go see the second one. I was excited. As a matter of fact, it was a week I was off from work. It's like this week. Went to the theater. I caught a regular weekday showing as usual, so nobody was in the theater. Just a homosexual couple that were all the way in the front somewhere. There, like that. I sat in the back. Some elderly people in one corner and shit. So I sat down there, waited. Some movie started. Looked very nice to see this on the big screen. You see the thing with the Warner Brothers and all green, with the little the codes and everything going through and the titles. Looked good. Okay. Now, when I first saw it, I went through the whole thing. I was like, yeah, really? And look at my watch and stuff. And it had its moments, and then it's like that and this. I left the theater overall just feeling disappointed. Like, that's it, really? Nothing much to it. It left the cliffhanger, obviously, to be connect to the other movie, which I was not going to see until November, which I didn't want to go to the theater and see. I waited for DVD for that one and stuff. And it made, I guess, its money, but it didn't make that much money as the first film. I have the budget stuff right over here for Reloaded and everything like that. And let me see. The special effects of the film cost $1 million in the U.S. Let's see. They had to like really do a lot of cloak and dagger stuff to film this movie because they were worried about people getting leaked, the script leaking out and stuff. There were a lot of injuries during the making of the movie. Carrie-Anne Moss broke her leg training for a wire stunt. Lawrence Fishburne fractured an arm in another training accident. Hugo Weaving put out a disc in his neck while being pulled back on a wire. Like that. Let's see. There's a lot of interesting facts about the film. Let's see. Something about... Let's see. Talks about the thing with Jet Li. Originally, they also, when he turned down when he wanted that money, they started to rewrite the role to change it to Sheriff would not be a man. They wanted to turn it to a woman, and they offered it to Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh, of course, you guys know from, Tomorrow Never Dies, Super Cop, a lot of the Hong Kong films. She'll go on to be in Sunshine, and of course the third Mummy sequel and stuff. Well, she turned it down due to scheduling conflicts and stuff. Maybe because she was busy shooting that overrated piece of shit Crouch Tiger, Hidden Faggot. What is this? I know it's not the name of it, but still. Boring fucking movie. See, Fishburne. There was also some interesting stuff behind this film as well, like pop singer, which I remember her from, ironically I mentioned Romeo Must Die, Aaliyah, who was good in that film. She was supposed to sign on for this film. Now, for a long time, I thought she was supposed to play, this is what I've heard everywhere, she was supposed to play the Niobe character that went to Jada Pinkett Smith. No. According to IMDb, no. She was supposed to play the character that ended up going to Nona Gay. That's the name of the actress, Nona Gay, the daughter of Marvin Gaye. She would go on to be in Blood and Bone with Michael Jai White. To play the character of Z, which is really a nothing character, sad to say. If she was playing Niobe, then I would say, you know, would have been, you know, it's sad not to see her there. But if anything, you know, Jada Pinkett Smith did a job for what she had to do. Even though we don't see her do much in the film, but I know it's because it's connecting to Enter the Matrix, the video game, which I hated because the controller were a pain in the ass to use to get the grips and this and all these Matrix moves. I tried it in my friend's house one time. It was bullshit. Trying to fucking punch somebody and shit. It's fucking ridiculous. So they really went all out to market this all in all directions. And Warner Brothers, they even did the Animatrix, the little short stories that connect to the second film, even the one called Second Renaissance and stuff like that. I did download it from VHD. I don't know if I'm gonna rewatch it again or whatever. Got to seeing both of these films back to back. I think I had enough Matrix, to be honest. Maybe I'll read that for another day and stuff. So of course, you know, a week before 9/11, she was in a plane crash. She died. She left us very young and stuff like that. She was no more than, I think she was around my age, ironically enough, when that happened. I think she was around 21 at the time. Very young girl and stuff. She's greatly missed. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. But the last movie she did, of course, was Queen of the Damned, and that's not a good role to remember her by, really. You know, especially the way you see her character's demise in the end of that movie. You know she was a villainess, but still, you know. Plus, Stuart Townsend cannot act at all. So other actresses were in line for that. But anyway, let me go to the budget. I know I'm going already 11, 17 minutes into this and shit. Way too much. The budget for this one was 150 million, but it only grossed 91. So it really didn't perform to the expectations as the first one did and stuff. Maybe it grossed worldwide a little bit more money, like 742 or whatever worldwide, but still, I guess it didn't. You know, for an anticipated film that year, it's like wow and stuff. Because the first movie, and it's a very long movie too. The movie is 138 minutes and stuff like that. So I'll start by talking about Matrix Reloaded. Okay, we got all the stuff. The rating on Reloaded 7.1. It's too high. Too high. I'm sorry, it's too high. Should get at least a 6.0 in my humble opinion. In all decency, really. And stuff. I think the next sequel that got the lowest out of the three movies. I got 6.5. That one could be at least a 5. About 5.6, really, and stuff. The first one can stay with its high mark at least, my humble opinion. So, where do I stand on this film now? I thought it was okay. What? You don't hate it anymore? No, I don't. And then I saw the one after it. But first time I seen it, I looked at it and I went, that's it? Okay, that's it. Seeing it again, it's okay. Time wasted at most. Great acting by Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Lawrence Fishburne. This new guy that they got to replace Marcus Chunk's character, I guess. Let me see. Where the fuck is he at? Wow, that's messed up. He's not even in the main cast. I gotta go to full cast and crew to find him. There's the actor. He's been in that show Lost. Harold Paranoid, Harold Paranoid, Paranu, Harold Paranu. Well, you've seen him around because he was in that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes called Romeo and Juliet. Um, he's best known for being on the TV series Oz. He was like inmate that's in the wheelchair, always narrating the story and stuff. After that, he would go on to best be known being in Lost, and of course he was in that movie with I guess called The Edge, if I'm not mistaken, the one with Alec Baldwin, Anthony Hopkins. He's the black guy who gets killed by the bear. Ooh. He was the one that used to irritate me about the film. Watching him again after all these years, he don't bother me no more, to be honest, and stuff. So, but these films have their problems. The first movie doesn't have the problems this movie has. These movies have. So I'm gonna go through the story completely with spoilers, but not that in depth. Same thing with the next film. I'm gonna talk about the pros and the cons. Stuff I liked it, stuff I didn't like. Right back after a brief message from our sponsors of Charmin toilet paper. Because once again, nature calls every time I'm doing a video now. It sucks when you get old. But I'll be right back. Okay, folks, I'm back and I'm 5 pounds lighter. Okay, I'll go into Reloaded, pretty much. Movie opens up pretty good. I mean, get a good action sequence. Carrie-Anne Moss comes back. Once again, she opens the film like she did in the last film with the motorcycle, a jump that she does, and she lands a certain way. We see the spandex booty right there in her face, like yeah, and stuff. And goes in there, gets into some decent action sequences and stuff. And then, of course, it ends with her jumping out of a window, firing 2 brownie Uzis. And then one of the agents chasing out there, firing down, they're both falling down. Good slow-mo effects, great. So a bullet hits her, and then she falls into a car. Neo wakes up, realizes it was a nightmare Neo was having. Him and Trinity have gotten more cozy together since the last film. She confessed she's in love with him and stuff like that. And she knows he's having trouble sleeping. He tells her nothing. Okay. So pretty much, you know, they go for a meeting with the rest of the people who are on the other ships into the Matrix world. Neo goes in with them, with Trinity and stuff. And pretty much they get attacked where the agents are at. Keanu Reeves, you know, with this film and next film, his choreography and his fighting training got more better. Because I guess with the hard training he did, you know, stuff like that. And he really threw himself into the choreography real good because he was moving real fluid. And like that wasn't the like it was in the first film and stuff. He really put more work into it. He was very honest and stuff. He blocked one of the agent's punches. He goes, upgrades. Fucks them up. Okay. With Rob Dugan's Furious Angels. I made a mistake in the last video. I know Tony pointed it out, Marv Kevin. That Club to Death was done by Rob Dugan. Dugan or whatever. Very great score, great piece of music right there and stuff. Fucks them up. And then, of course, Neo has the ability to fly. And I like that the guy, Harold Pertinari, he plays Link. Because he kind of reacts the way the audience reacts a little bit. So I liked that he wasn't as bad as I remember him being. He was actually good this time out. You know, he goes, where's Neo? He's doing his Superman thing. So I like that idea. Phew, you know, he's flying around and stuff. It's okay. And stuff like that. And one thing leads to another. They get out of there and stuff. Until pretty much we go back to Zion. Now we see the city of Zion. Now the way the city looks is okay. You know, not that spectacular, but okay for what it has to be. And everything like that. We find out that Morpheus had a woman, Niobe, played by Jada Pinkett Smith, and stuff like that. They used to be together, but now she's with this other guy who's an asshole, who's in charge. Some guy named Lockhart, or his fucking name is Locke or something. Real prick of a character. who was in charge of the military, and you realize him and some of the other people think Morpheus is a bit, you know, crazy or whatever, because he went to go see the Oracle, and the Oracle gave him this mission to find the one, which is Neo, which is Keanu Reeves and everything like that, stuff like that. But now she's with him, so you got a little bit of a triangle there, but it doesn't take up the story or nothing. And Neo makes it to Zion, and of course you got this kid who's I didn't know when I first saw this movie. I saw it way before Animatrix, and Animatrix explains who this kid is. Obviously, that this kid that Neo helped to help get unplugged from the Matrix or whatever and stuff like that. So the kid's is in Neo's debt, pretty much. Oh, anything you need, sir? Anything you need? Look, kid, I didn't save you. You saved yourself, whatever. So you know, he's humble about it. I like the idea of how a lot of the people in Zion, some of the people, there's a good scene there when he comes off the elevator lift after making out with Carrie-Anne Moss and everything like that. And lucky shit. Gets out of the elevator and you see everybody bringing him food and blankets and this and that. And the reason they're doing that is because these people are relatives of some of the people who have ships, who are out above, away from Zion and stuff. And they're basically giving all the stuff to Neo to please bring home their, you know, the rest of their relatives, their husbands, their fathers, their sons, or whatever, stuff like that. And he's overwhelmed by this, you know, all this stuff. I know Keanu Reeves, before filming the sequels, that's when he lost his girlfriend to the horrible car accident. So you can see, you know, he still puts acting into it, but you see he was very, you know, granted he was like that in the first film, but just something about it. Like you could tell he had a lot buried on his shoulders, because this is the first time, or at least in a long time, that Keanu Reeves had to do these sequels back to back and stuff like that for a big movie. You know, the Bill and Ted's was such a long time ago and stuff, like that. So he did these sequels, and the way everybody reacted to these sequels, that's one of the reasons Keanu Reeves never did a sequel again, pretty much. Like, you know, there was talks about a sequel to Constantine and stuff. He wanted to do it at one point, but then you seen how people responded to Constantine and how people responded to the Matrix sequels. But Constantine to me seemed like that would be more worthy for sequels because of the character and stuff like that, you know. Even Street Kings, which they did a made-to-DVD sequel, Ray Liotta, which I haven't seen yet. I know it's not going to be as good as the first movie, though, and stuff. So Keanu Reeves is not big on that. I don't know how he's going to do Cowboy Bebop, because Cowboy Bebop, won't that be kind of like a franchise? Unless it's going to be just one big movie and stuff, I don't know. If that ever happens, that thing's probably dead in the water by now, with Fox running shit or whatever. Keanu Reeves don't want to see anything fucked up, so I guess he gets away from Fox, goes to another studio or something, or whatever, see what they could do with it. So, all this stuff happens here. You got the guy who's in charge of the council, Anthony Zorby, who was in, he was the bad guy in See No, Hear No Evil. He was also the bad guy in this movie called Opposing Force, I remember from back in the 80s. He also had a very small part in one of the Bond films, License to Kill. If you see Anthony Zorby's face, he was also in the first movie, Omega Man, which was the movie that inspired I Am Legend, and of course, you know, I Am Omega and all that stuff like that. He played the leader of the council there, an older guy. He seemed like a nice guy, you know. He has a good dialogue with Keanu Reeves, with Neo and stuff. You get some dialogue there, and pretty much he wants to see the Oracle. The Oracle is played by Gloria Foster, who's sad to say after the second film wrapped up, she passed away and stuff. I was always wondering when you get to the next film why the Oracle is cast by somebody else. I thought it was because the money dispute. Wasn't that. It was because Gloria Foster passed away, I guess. I don't know if that was the real deal. Let me check real quick, because I don't want to seem like I'm just fucking winging the shit, pulling this all out of my ass. I see, I passed it. Fuck. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. She was 67 years old. She passed away September 29th, 2001. And stuff, so she was greatly missed. She did a good job with the Oracle. I guess she was very ill when she did Reloaded, I guess. And everything. So By the time he got to the next film, they recast her with another actress. And I don't know, they came up with some weird bullshit explanation, which I don't understand. Whatever, I'll get to that when I get to the next film. All that happens there, basically, uh, Neo goes to see the Oracle, and the Oracle gives him a long dialogue about this, and about your machine, and this is okay, blah, 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 and all stuff like that. And then, basically, she tells him, you gotta find the key maker to go into this room that only you can go to, Neo, and everything like that, and you get all your answers there and stuff. That could be the thing that could help Zion. Okay. So, then we see the return of Agent Smith, Hugo Weaving. Basically, what Neo did to him in the last film did not destroy him. It sort of reinvented him, or I don't know how they like reinvigorated him or something. So now Smith is away from the Matrix. He's an entity on his own, an anomaly, or what do they call that? Like Neo is or something. So he's not connected. So he's doing everything. He's not acting as an agent for them anymore. He's just on his own, doing his own plan. Where he has this thing, every time he sees an agent, he touches people, turns them into himself. Basically, I guess his overall plan is to take revenge on Neo and to wipe out the humans and control the Matrix and make it his own and stuff. And you get the fight in the park. Okay. When I first saw the fight, okay, I thought it had its moments. Okay, good choreography, good stuff. All right. And I thought it went on a little too long. Okay. Revisiting it years later, what are my thoughts on it? Thought I had a great beginning, good choreography, great wire work, great this, great that. Okay, it's fun, but I'm sorry, it goes on too long. Okay, it ends with him doing this thing where he knocks them all out and he flies in the air, and that's it. It just goes on too long. I'm sorry, that's the way I feel. I looked at it again. Okay, the camera's in one spot. Okay, it's good wire work, great. Just it's too long. Just to me, I looked at it like it got repetitive. I thought that's just me. You know, I know a good friend of mine loved that scene. It's okay, you can love the scene. It's all right. But wait a minute, there's some positives. I didn't say it was. This is not a rant, folks. Like I've said before, just my opinion. That's why it's not a rant. I repeat, not a rant. So, you know, then he gets away from there. I guess they make this big plan to go find a key maker. But the problem is, some fucking French fuck or whatever, which I didn't like this actor. I don't want to get his name because I really didn't like him because I think he would go on to be in Catwoman. Bad actor for a bad movie. Let's see. I gotta scroll down, see if I can find his fucking name now. Okay. Let's see. Nope, that's not him. I don't think it's him. I don't know, somebody called the Frenchman. I don't know who the actor is. You guys can find out who he is. I'm looking over here. They refer to him as a fucking Frenchman or what. But very over the top, really chewing up the scenery a little bit and stuff. Oh, it's cause, it's effect. Because basically he has the key maker, doesn't want to give it up because he wants something in return. I guess he wants the Oracle destroyed or some shit or whatever. It's a long dialogue. He has a woman with him. His woman with him is Monica Bellucci, who will go on to be in Tears of the Sun and shoot him up. DQ herself. I heard somewhere that Bellucci means big breast in Italian. I don't know if it's true or not. But anyway, you know, that happens there. They have a long dialogue and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Until Monica Bellucci gets her in her dialogue. Now, when she's there, I guess I want to get her name, who she plays, if I can pronounce it. Fuck. Oh, Roy Jones Jr. is there in a brief cameo, but he does nothing. He's there to pick up a fucking check. Stay in the ring. Fucking Roy Jones Jr. You can't act. Please. Okay. She plays Philosopher. I can't pronounce her name. Anyway, Monica Bellucci basically says to Neo, to Morpheus and Trinity, okay, I can give you the key maker. I'm tired of his bullshit or whatever and this and that with his cause and effect bullshit. It's alright, that's good. I'm tired of hearing about it too, Monica Bellucci. Great. But she wants a kiss from Neo, pretty much. Oh, so that was one of the agents. Well, two of the agents in the film, besides Agent Smith, is Daniel Bernhardt and Matt McComb. Well, Daniel Bernhardt, you remember him? He was actually in the Mortal Kombat live-action TV series, and he took over for Van Damme the made-to-video Bloodsport sequels. And Matt McComb, of course, would go on to be a Terminator on one of the episodes of season 1 of Sarah Connor Chronicles and stuff. So he was an agent, one of the agents in this movie. I didn't know that. Wow, I know they looked familiar and stuff. That's good because they got two guys who happen to know martial arts. Okay, that's great and stuff. So, and plus they're both stunt guys, pretty much. I think Daniel Bernhardt does stuff as well. So she goes, she wants Neo to kiss, and Neo kisses her or whatever. She wants to know how it feels to be in love and stuff. They find out where the key maker is at. They go in there to the Frenchman's house and stuff. The key maker is the little Asian guy or whatever with glasses. He has the keys to open this door and stuff like that. And right from that moment there, from that scene all the way through the freeway, great action sequence right there. Great action sequence. Frenchman comes in. He has these two albino dreadlock wearing motherfuckers with him, which I want to see who played those guys. I don't think they're real twins. Let me look. If I could look here, they have it on the fucking. See, I'm sorry, I have to keep pausing like this. Yeah, the character's name was Commander Locke, but I think was the who played the asshole guy, Harry Lennox. He did a good job playing an asshole, so I guess he did what he had to do. Alright. What was the name of those twins again? They put twins here or what? Okay. There's two I guess they were really twins. Adrian Raymond and Neil Raymond. Let's see. Yeah, they were real twins they got, pretty much. I thought they were one actor doing two, but I guess with a budget like this, you can't do that. So they got real twins. Cool, they didn't go on to do much. Anyway. So, they got there. Morpheus has more to do in this, because in that whole big chunk of a sequence right there, they got to get the key maker out of there, and he holds his own against the twins. Great choreography and stuff. He even has a nice fight when they make it to the freeway. And then with all hell breaks loose there, on top of a semi-trailer, driving with one of the agents. I don't know if it was Daniel Bernhardt or Matt McComb. He fought one of those two. He held his own against them. He even fucks up the twins with the katana sword. He cuts the car and he fires the machine gun, blows it up. His machine gun pistol and stuff. But Neo, right then and there, I mean, he fucks up the people in the Frenchman's house, his guards and everything. His assassins, he stops all the bullets. Hold his own against them. Hey, he even grabs some sides. I think that's why Matt loves this film so much. I just realized that when I seen that part. I said, that's why he saw this twice in the movie theater. Because Neo grabbed some sides, and he was kicking ass with the sides and shit. So, alright. You know, Matt's a Raphael fan. Who isn't? You know, man, there you go. Neo's doing like Raphael. He's with the sides and shit, and they're like kicking ass, taking names and stuff. Then the Frenchman runs like a little bitch, leaves. Because he has to be in the third film. Of course, he can't kill him. But, he leaves him trapped somewhere where he's left out miles away in the country. So he set him up right there so he couldn't get to them in time. So he flies to try to make it to the freeway in time. That good action sequence is very tense because you got the agents chasing them along with the dreadlock twins and the police. Once in a while you see bad CGI stunt doubles, which that happened around this time of year. I mean, not that, but that time period a lot. Because you remember Daredevil had that, and of course Blade 2 had that, and stuff. You could thank Spider-Man for that. on the first X-Men film. I'm Spider-Man for that from 2002 in the first X-Men movie as well and stuff. You can thank them for that because they're the ones that started doing those CGI stunt doubles and stuff like that. They started doing that shit and everything. Sometimes they don't hold up that well. I know one Daredevil looks worse. This one doesn't look as bad, but still not as good. So good action sequence there. Freeway and stuff. Trinity has her moments with the motorcycle trying to get the key maker out of there where the semi truck is chasing them and stuff. Neo saves the key maker and Morpheus flies in there and grabs it and stuff. I like Link's reaction. Yeah. I forgot to mention there was an orgy in Zion when Morpheus gave his big speech and everything like that and stuff, where Trinity and Neo get it on. But we don't see no nudity from her, you know. That's about it. Mostly nothing. Just a little bit of close-up shots. That's all and stuff. So basically, I'm sorry, I don't want to pick my nose on camera. I'm professional. But all that happens there. They make this big plan to go inside this building where the key maker has this key. It's going to this room, but the power's got to be out so the alarm doesn't go off and all this stuff like that happens. And of course, by bad Final Destination luck, one of the crew members, because there's 3 ships out there pretty much. You got Jada Pinkett Smith's ship, you got another ship, and of course the Nebuchadnezzar, Lawrence Fishburne's ship. So on Nebuchadnezzar, on the other ship there where you had this other captain at, this guy, the Sentinels are ruthless in this one pretty much. I mean, they really want to get their hands on Zion and stuff. They're not happy with what Neo did to Agent Smith in the last movie and shit, and the speech he gave on the phone. So they're merciless to find fucking Zion, believe me. And they catch up to one of the ships. They breach the hole. One guy falls down because the bridge fucked up, and he Final Destinations himself. And then the ship blows up, and of course, the other crew that was supposed to cut the power at a certain time, they die in an explosion, but in the Matrix world, there's no mind, so they just fall to the floor, they're dead. And Trinity had made a promise to Neo not to go into the Matrix because he sees her foreshadowing her death. But of course, she goes in there, and you see a little reenactment of the scene in the opening of the film. So you realize she had to go in there and stuff to black out the whole backup generator to black out the city. Agent Smith shows up again. The whole thing where he tried to stop Neo and Morpheus to get the to kill the key maker and stuff. They get away from the key maker, gets shot, but he gives him the key, which all you needed from him was just the key, basically, to go in the room and get into a whole useless scene that make me want to pull out my hair if I had any hair left. He meets the architect, who's the father of the Matrix, a.k.a. Colonel Sanders. He looked like Colonel Sanders. And I know originally they wanted Sean Connery for that, but Sean Connery turned it down because he didn't understand the Matrix films. You can't blame Sean Connery for that. Plus, he wanted to go do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen instead, which that will be his last film, then he'll retire from there. So that's another movie I was never shabby on. Maybe I'll give it another shot in the future. Gets into a whole thing with the architect about this, and that, or you're going to make a choice. You go to this door, you save Zion. You go to this door, you try to see if you can save your Trinity. It's your choice. Decision of decisions. Then you have this thing with the TV and the reaction of Neo and stuff. He goes in through that door, tries to save Trinity. You get that sequence, she falls out the window like his nightmare. He grabs her. Is able to pull, because he's the one, he can pull the bullet out of her, and she dies. I think he brings her back. They're okay. And then they pretty much get out of there. Same time, we find out that one of the guys from the other ship who was in the Matrix, who was trying to escape, was being chased by Smith, Agent Smith basically did that thing when he touched him and possessed his body, pretty much. Or, kind of like he did to everybody in the Matrix. He turned everybody into himself. So Smith has gotten so powerful that his powers could stretch beyond the Matrix. And the guy who he got, his character's name is Bane, ironically enough, who's played by an actor. I think they hired him because he does look like Hugo Weaving, and he does a very good impression of him. I think that's why they hired him. and stuff, ironically enough. Let's see, I want to get the actor's name. Ian Bliss. Who, ironically, he does look like Hugo Weaving. He's from Australia. He's an Australian actor and stuff. And they hired him because he did a very good impression of Agent Smith and stuff like that. So they hired him for that scene there. And you see this, you know, a couple of times he tries to kill Neo before he goes on the mission and stuff. That doesn't work. You see, he's kind of like doing self-inflicting stuff, like cutting and stuff, really fucked up, you know, just damaging the flesh. I hate this stinky body, stuff like that, you know, and shit. And one thing leads to another. I guess the ship gets under attack by Sentinels. So they have to land and evacuate the Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar blows up. And the Sentinels are about to attack them. Until Neo, out of nowhere, was able to pause the Sentinels like he did in the Matrix with the bullets. He stops them. All the Sentinels go down. He falls onto the floor. They take him back to another ship. One of the ships floating around the quadrant there. He's in a coma. And they realized they had an attack plan, but somebody fucked up. Somebody went and put an EMP and fucked up all defenses, but it was one survivor, and that survivor happens to be Bane. So then when he pans out, it says to be concluded and stuff. So you get the movie there, and that's why I went home disappointed. Now, my positives, my negatives. I'll start with the negatives. It's too long. Too much exposition. Okay. I don't like the actor. They got the Frenchman. I just thought it really led to nothing. Okay, you get the Frenchman there to get the keymaker. You got the keymaker. You get the action sequence. The Frenchman leaves. Why he leaves? Because he's got to be in the next film. That's why he leaves. Okay, Neo goes, rescues Trinity. I know. I like that they're rapport together. I understand sacrifice and love. That's what this is about. Fine. Okay. Love makes the world go round. All right. Agent Smith coming back. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I really don't. When you finally meet the father of the Matrix, the architect, you get nothing but dialogue. Here's my idea. Why can't the architect be the main villain in this one? It's like, alright, you destroyed my agents. Have him be the protagonist. Or the antagonist, or whatever the fuck you call that, or whatever, the villain, or whatever. Not Colonel Sanders, but do something better. I don't know. And stuff. Of course, I forgot to mention Sheriff, or Sheriff, played by Colin Koo. They had the little martial arts fight, him and Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves held his own against them pretty good, so the choreography is very well. Originally, that was supposed to be Jet Li and stuff, and everything like that. Hell, maybe Jet Li could have been the father of the Matrix or something. Then that would be interesting. Jet Li be a bad guy opposite Keanu Reeves and stuff. Okay. Maybe he'll put a little bit of a U-Law character like he did with the one in there. I don't know. And stuff. But hey, that's what we got. Now my positives. The action sequences, when they're there, they're good. I mean, I can see the $150 million on screen. Okay, the way Zion looks. Alright. The action sequence when Neo fights those people in the Frenchman's house or whatever, it's his place and stuff. Very well done. The camera's in one spot. You still got some practical blood squibs there. No CGI squibs and shit. Good stuff. Great choreography. Neo flying like Superman. Okay, I don't mind it. I mean, he's the Matrix. He's the one. He could do it. The acting. Keanu Reeves was great in this. Lauren Fishburne was good. Jada Pinkett Smith. She has more to do in Enter the Matrix, I guess. But with a little bit that she's in the two movies, she does okay for what she has to do. Nona Gay has nothing to do in this film. The next film, she has a little bit more to do, but that's about it. The guy who played Link, I can't get his last name right. He did okay. I liked him. He was good in this film. The next film didn't have much to do. He was just there. Not bad. The actor who they get to play the kid, whoever the character's name was supposed to be, he was okay and stuff. So the music was good. Good music by the Furious Angels music. Rob Dugan. The score by Don Davis. Some of the music soundtrack was okay. Like you had Sleeping Awake by P.O.D. You had, of course, that's the way I just put there, but that's more in the third film, I guess. Don Davis score okay. I don't like the fight in the park or whatever. It goes on too long. I'm sorry. Gloria Foster, rest in peace. She's greatly missed. It's just too much talking, too much dialogue. But when the action scenes are there, I mean, you got a little bit of the money shots there in the freeway and stuff, all the explosions and stuff like that. Okay, he saves Trinity, alright, and get all that story there, fine. The actors did a good job, what they had to do. So rating for this one, out of fairness, I would give it 6 out of 10. So it's not really a rant. It's just things I like about the film, things I don't like about the film. 50-50. Would I own this film? I will answer that question when I get it after the next film. We got Matrix-Revolutions. Now, Matrix-Revolutions, I didn't see this in the theater. I waited for when it hit DVD to see this. I didn't see a bootleg or nothing. Saw the film first time on DVD. It seems like to me this one moves a little more faster than Reloaded, in my humble opinion. Okay, Reloaded, of course, the rating for that was 6.5. I know that's probably the one that gets the most hatred. It's a little bit shorter, it's 129 minutes or whatever compared to the last movie. Of course, Jada Pinkett Smith comes back. Anthony Zorby comes back as well. Everything. Basically, picks up where the other movie left off. Neo's still in a coma and stuff. We find out Neo's vitals is reading that he's in the Matrix or something like that. It turns out the Frenchman, I don't know what the fuck he did something to Neo that Neo is trapped in this area where he's being controlled by somebody named the Train Man. Well, I recognize the actor. He's the star of the Mad Max sequels, which is interesting to see him in there. Let's see. I know he'll go on to be in that TV series Legend of the Seeker and stuff. I've seen a couple episodes. That's a decent show. I didn't mind it. I didn't see the. I don't know if it's still on or got canceled or what. I want to get the actor's name. Played the Train Man. Let's see. Bruce Spence. Yeah, he was the gyro captain and Road Warrior, and he shows up again playing a different character in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. After this, he would go on to be in Legend of the Secret, that TV series, which I've seen a couple of episodes on and off. He was good on that show and stuff. But he plays the Train Man and stuff. Neo wakes up there by some little girl who can't act, pretty much. Little girl from India. And basically he's a program and basically meets these other two people there who are her parents, who are programs as well. And gets into the whole thing with them, dialogue with them and stuff. Why am I here? What happened? Oh, you're probably here because of the Train Man or whatever. And because the Frenchman must have put a big contract out on you for what you did and stuff. I said, Neo should have, boom, fucked him up. But no, we need it for this film. Plot device. And everything like that. So he's stuck there. He sees the Train Man, he tries to get on the train. In that world, the Train Man is God. Is in control of everything. Neo's powers mean shit in there, whether he's the one or not. So he gets knocked the fuck out to a wall by the Train Man. Train Man leaves him. Yeah, I like the scene. He runs after the train. He tries to run down the tunnel, and then he goes the other way. He goes, oh shit. So okay. And Trinity pretty much goes with Morpheus to see the Oracle. The Oracle is now played by Gloria Foster no more. It's now played by this other actress, which you could take her or leave her, to be honest. I didn't think she did that good. She didn't do that much. She didn't really do nothing for me. Mary Alice. I'm sorry. I like Gloria Foster better. So basically, the explanation is, but what happened to you? And she doesn't give a straight answer of why the Oracle changed identities. Because I guess, I don't know, something happened, I guess. Because that makes you wonder why Sheriff wasn't in the first film. Why he shows up in this film and in the last sequel. Is it because the Matrix got pissed off at the Oracle for helping Morpheus out and whatever, this and that. So now she's got to go into this hiding stuff and everything like that. Now she's at the point where she went through some changes, literally, and stuff. So I don't know. I guess they needed her in the story and they didn't want to write her out. So they put her in there, I guess. She got Mary Alice, take her or leave her. Pretty much nothing. She tells him to go see the Frenchman and the war. Everything that has a beginning must have an end. Blah, blah, blah. It's like this in the posters and everything like that. Pretty much, Sheriff helps them out, Trinity and Morpheus, to go to the Frenchman. Okay, you get a decent little action sequence there with the Frenchman's men, pretty much. When they start walking on the ceiling, like Spider-Man or whatever. And of course, Trinity fucks a couple of them up or whatever. Alright. Along with, it's almost like a little bit like the same scenes from the lobby in the first movie a little bit. She kicks a gun, she does that 360 turn again, stuff like that. You know, Sheriff kicks some people's asses a little bit, not much though, just sad. And make it through there. They end up in the party where that little club is at, where the Frenchman is at. Monica Bellucci's still with him. I don't know why. After what she did in the last fucking movie, you would think Frenchman and her would be, but no, she's still there because that's what the Wachowskis want. So she's still there. And basically go there and stuff like that. They put a gun to his head and make him take the train man to go pick up Neo and get him out of there and stuff like that. He sees the Oracle once again to get some stuff, blah, 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 blah. Goes back there. They basically make a plan. Zion prepares for war pretty much because the Sentinels, once again, in these films, they're ruthless. To attack the city and it like that. You got the guy who, I want to get the character's name. Let's see. I want to put this down. I don't want to keep on fucking skipping everything here. Fuck. Let's see. Nope, wasn't him. Oh boy. Anyway. Anyway, you get the guy who's in charge of this infantry unit, which are basically the guys with these suits or whatever, which I know Jimmy Cammy stole these and put them in Avatar pretty much. They're like that. He goes, this will be our last thing. We'll give him hell before we go. Whatever. They go, knuckle up and blah blah. You see, gets us to get prepared for that. The kid that Neo saved wants to join the infantry to help out and stuff like that, and he helps them out. You got Nona Gay. She's making shells to volunteer to help out because she's gonna go with these other Michelle Rodriguez lookalike to go to load up these rocket launchers. Pretty much, she's gonna be the ammo girl to load up these shells so they could fire on some of the ground sentinels on the ground and shit. And like that. Also in this film, I didn't realize she was there, but she's in a very small part. I'm guessing this is how she met Lawrence Fishburne, I guess. Gina Torres, who will go on to be in Firefly. But before this, she was known for being, I think, she had a recurring role, I think, in Hercules or Xena, one of those two. And I think, ironically, around this time when she met and I guess married Lawrence Fishburne. Maybe I saw Lawrence Fishburne. I forgot she was in this movie and stuff. Gina Torres. She plays, I guess, the wife of Dozer and stuff. Who Z, Nona Gay's character is the little sister of Dozer and Tank. I forgot to mention that last review. And everything like that. So she goes with the battle starts pretty much. Neo decides what the Oracle tells him. He wants to take a ship to go into the machine city, pretty much, to go in there, I guess, to make a deal with the machine or something. But he wants to go alone. Trinity's not gonna let him go alone. They won't give him a ship until Nairobi volunteers her ship to him. Because it turns out she saw the Oracle. I guess it was doing Into the Matrix, the video game, I guess. And the Oracle told her something or whatever that she's gotta sacrifice something to give to help Neo or whatever. So she gives the ship. And then she takes over the ship they're using because Nebuchadnezzar has been blown up since the last movie. So she has a little action sequence there when she's flying the ship and all the Sentinels are chasing her and stuff. And Link, along with the captain of that ship, they basically do the Star Wars thing where they have guns on the ship. And they get on the gun pods and they shoot at the... So you get a decent action sequences there from Zion. The Zion battle sequence. Pretty good. And once again, and the budget for Revolutions wasn't as much as the budget for the last one, ironically enough. The budget was about 110. It only made about 240, 246, pretty much, in Finland, I guess. I don't know if it says anything. It only opened the 59 screen. I don't know about the United States. Worldwide, 412. So, I don't know. I guess it wasn't big numbers and everything like that. So, during that time, also, that guy Bane, he awakes from his coma. He kills a doctor. He sneaks on the ship where Neo and Trinity are on. He gets into a fight with Neo, and something happens. He ends up blinding Neo, but Neo can still see him and kills him. So they make it on there, make it to the Machine City, and everything like that. And they get away from the Sentinels, but they end up crashing. And once again, I guess Joss Whedon must have seen this movie because he stole something here that he put in Serenity, ironically enough. Because the character dies in the same exact way. The ship crashes and some spikes impale the ship, right? Killing Trinity. The same way Alan Tudyk's character, Wash, was killed in Serenity. He was impaled when the ship crashed. So Joss Whedon stole from this movie. Oh well. So, you know, him and Trinity have their last words and stuff like that. It's okay. Sad to see her go, but it had to be what it had to be. He makes it to the machine, whatever. Basically tells, because Agent Smith pretty much is making the Matrix his own. He finds the Oracle. He turns the Oracle into himself. He's fucked up the Matrix, made it his own nightmare pretty much. His own habitat, his own utopia. Makes a deal with the machines that he wants peace. That I can get Smith out of the Matrix, but on my condition. You know, I want peace, you know. So basically the Sentinels are about to close in on Morpheus in the city and stuff until they stop their ground right there until Neo goes in there and gets Agent Smith, and you get that big battle there where you get, of course, this with the rain and everything. Mr. Anderson, welcome back. We missed you. It ends tonight. And you get all that fight there. Okay. Good end fight. Not bad. I liked it. I kind of remember when I first saw it, I was thinking, wow, a lot of computerized shit, but it's not as much as I remember, though. You know, I agree with Matt. You know, that whole thing about that's what we should have got in the new Superman film in 2006. We didn't even get that. I thought we were gonna see that in Zack Snyder's Superman movie. It'd be a miracle if we do. But you know, did good fights. You know, a lot of flying through the air, some wire work, some choreography. Okay. And stuff, and basically self-sacrifice. Neo sacrifices himself. He lets Smith touch him to try to turn him and stuff like that, but it's a setup just to get Agent Smith's power or his thing back into the Matrix, plug him back in so the Matrix could destroy him, and then save the Matrix, and in return also, you know, end the war. But something about that bothered me though, because I didn't like to see the remains of what's left of Neo like that on the floor and just him being dragged away by the machine. Like, what are they gonna do with him, you know? Are they gonna rip him to shreds? Are they gonna plug him back in? What are they gonna do to Neo? And stuff. And basically, the people in Zion believe in Neo now and stuff like that. Because Morpheus was really the only one that believed in him and stuff, along with Link. Now, of course, Niobe believes it as well and stuff. The asshole guy, Commander Locke, he's silent about the whole shit. He's a fucking dick. The guy who's running the council right there, Anthony Zorby, he believes in Neo and stuff like that. That's refreshing. Usually you see Anthony Zorby in the film, he always plays an asshole. It was nice he wasn't playing an asshole in the Matrix film, I guess. And of course, Colonel Sanders comes to the fake Oracle. I'm sorry, Mary Alice is not the real Oracle to me. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. And it says something about, oh, you really think this piece will last as long as it can. So what about the others? They'll be unplugged. Give me your word. What am I, human? And stuff. So then he split. And of course the sun shines in honor of Neo. Then the movie over. Okay, now what are my thoughts on this film? It has less of that compared to Reloaded, though. Good storytelling for what it has to be. A good chunk of the movie, you think about it, Keanu Reeves is hardly not there, because that Zion battle sequence, that's pretty much the good portion of the film. Pretty much. Keanu Reeves is in the beginning of the film, he's on the ship, then he has that end fight with Agent Smith. So he's really not in the film that much. I mean, if anything, it's mostly Lawrence Fishburne, Jada Pinkett Smith, the guy with the knuckle up, him. Good action sequences, well done. The money's on the screen and stuff. Sentinels attacking Zion. Zion's holding their own against the Sentinels and stuff. Niobe flying the ship, okay, getting away from the Sentinels chasing the ship, okay, and stuff. It's just what it is. The thing with Trinity dying bothered me because it kind of made the stuff in the last film useless, though. Because the whole thing about, to save Trinity and this and that and that and this. But it seemed like it went out the window. Like some people on IMDb had said in reviews, it's a mixed bag on the sequels, believe it or not. There's not a lot of people that hate them. There's not a lot of people that love them. It's a mixed bag. And stuff. Like, it seemed like they ran out of ideas, or there's just been I think that's the word I was looking for, like a cash cow. Because they were made video games, they were doing this, they were doing that. Like they were just making money off this and stuff. Maybe the Wachowskis never intended this to be 3 films. Maybe it just was one movie is all they wanted. And the way the first film ended, I was satisfied. So the story ended and stuff, and okay, Neo did self-sacrifice. Good fight. At most, a time waster. At most. Watching these films again back to back, I could see what they were doing with these films. I could see what the Wachowskis were trying to do. They were trying to make something very deep. Very deep, too deep. Now, I know in sci-fi, you don't always have to have action. I understand this. There's movies I enjoy that are sci-fi that don't have a lot of action. Just the other night, matter of fact, last night, I haven't reviewed it yet. Maybe I'll review it after this. I saw The Adjustment Bureau. That's not an action movie. That's sci-fi. I enjoyed that film. That movie, Enemy Mine, from the 80s with Dennis Quaid, Lou Gossett Jr. That had a good story in there about racism and stuff like that. And, overcoming a racism and everything. But it had a little bit of action in the end. Good acting by Dennis Quaid and Lou Gossett Jr. That's a good movie. That's not a fast-paced film, but still is great. A lot of films that's sci-fi, they're not very, very fast-paced. I enjoy, But these here, they got a handful of moments. I give it that, both films. But just, it's too much exposition. Like, the films are a little too long, and everything like that. It's too much, you could cut some of the dialogue out and stuff. Like, the thing with the Frenchman, to be honest, you didn't really need him. I was waiting for Trinity to shoot him when she pointed the gun. I said, like, shoot this fucking guy already. Get him out of this movie. Really? And shit. Sheriff, the character Colin Crew plays, not in the film that much. Maybe that's why Jet Li probably figured, maybe he'll get a little more money out of it because he's really not doing nothing and stuff. Nothing. Michelle Yeoh, probably because she would have to do Catch a Tiger, Hidden Dragon. They started filming these movies back in 2000, 2001. And then in the last movie got finished in late 2002 to get it for 2003 release and stuff. And these films became so big part of pop culture, I felt like they were doing this to me throughout 2003. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't talk to nobody without hearing about, you seen the Matrix sequels? You seen this? You seen what happened there? You seen this? You seen it? It's kind of like the Avatar thing. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing Avatar. Same thing with these movies. To a point, I didn't want to hear about them no more. and stuff. I didn't watch the first one for a long time. I mean, okay, now I get to the overall question. Do I hate these films like I hated them years ago? No. I think they're okay films. They're both basically one movie together if you think about it. So I should have just rated them both as one film, really. Because the first film, it's its own movie. It's one movie. You could just, if you want to, you could see that film and figure, it's no room for sequels. Fuck it. He gave his speech. He flew in the air. The Matrix knew fucking better not to fuck with him. That's it. Tough titty. They can't get him. But, made all this money. Joe Silver figured, must have told Wachowski, hey, you need to give me more money. Please, give me more movies, please. The 90s are over. I need a franchise. Come on, please. Probably what he must have did, probably, a fat fuck. Because away from the Matrix, his movies didn't make that much money. Swordfish was a piece of shit. I can say at least these films are better than Swordfish. I can say that. Swordfish, just fucking boring ass movie. Makes no fucking sense. Hugh Jackman, John Travolta over the top. See Halle Berry's titties, but you can see her titties in Monsters Ball. She won an Oscar for that performance at least. So I don't hate these films. Would I own these films? No. Honestly, I can say no. But that means you hate them. No, I don't. Doesn't mean I hate them. It means if they give them on TV, I can sit down and watch them, flip through the channels. Okay, all right. It's telling a story there. A handful of action sequences. All right. The first film, I don't mind keeping in my collection because I kind of like that one more because it has an innocence to it. It was made more this one. I mean, granted, Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Lawrence Fishburne, some of the side actors besides the fucking Frenchman, they did a good job. The acting is not the problem though. It's just a matter of really forcing a story. That's what I kind of felt like. You're forcing this story out of nowhere. Okay. You gotta do this whole thing. Now the film is about love now and sacrifice. And what it means of love, togetherness and commitment, all stuff like that. And what is love? What is this? Then you get the third film. Okay, it's different. Sacrifice. And all this other stuff, Self-sacrifice to save the good of others and stuff. What makes us human. All that stuff. Okay. So you get through all that stuff there. So there's just some stuff there. It's too deep. To me, too deep. But once again, I'm repeating myself. I do not hate these films anymore. Would I buy them? No. Would I watch it again? Nah. Maybe in the next 10 years, maybe. Who knows? To be honest. The first one, maybe I'm happy to own that in my collection for what it is. I felt Equilibrium told these stories. I think I know a friend of mine said, they should have took notes from Equilibrium how to pretty much pace it the right way, because the pacing of these films or these sequels are the big problem with the film, along with a lot of exposition. But when the action sequences are there, you see the money on the screen and stuff like that. Okay, the fight scenes are good. This is good, but hey, sometimes I want it not too simple, but just the right way and stuff, But the characters were good. I liked the character. I liked the Trinity. Trinity had her badass moments. She was doing more Reloaded, though. Revolution, she had the opening. That's about it. Little moments with her and Neo. Great scenes together, It was sad to see them both go and stuff. So, what do I rate Revolutions? 6.5 out of 10. So, you got 6 for the Reloaded, 6.5. So, it's a bit of a step up. That's it. So, that's it on the franchise pretty much. I don't know about Animatrix, to be honest, because I'm so Matrixed out watching these two films back to back. But thank you all for tuning in and watching. I know how long this video went into, but I'm sorry if this wasn't a full-on rant. But I was going to try to rant on it, but then I watched it again. I realized it has its good notes to it or whatever, but it's just not something that I love or I enjoy enough to own in my collection. It's like, it's there. It is what it is. Like if somebody was telling me, oh, we're not getting no Matrix sequels, I'll be disappointed, but at the end of the day, I'll think about it and I go, you know what? The 1999 film, the whole story was told right there. It wasn't downbeat. It wasn't self-sacrifice. It wasn't that deep of a story, but it was just straightforward. It did what it set out to do. Down and dirty, that was it. Bang for your buck. Great acting, great characters. great ideas and stuff. You know, obviously you could tell Warner Brothers saw this as a cash cow. They went for it. And they really went all out. They bled it dry, man. Into the Matrix. After Into the Matrix, they wouldn't let it go again. They did the Path of Neo, which I think they did a different ending, which I think is kind of like a retelling. I guess I don't know if they got Keanu Reeves to voice Neo again or what. I think they probably did. Who knows? Um, Keanu Reeves went on to play other characters, you know. Like, Neo is not my favorite Keanu Reeves character. I mean, number one will always be Jack Traven. Number two would be Tom Ludlow in Street Kings. Number three, of course, would be John Constantine. Four, let's see, out of all the characters he's played, Keanu Reeves. Let me see. Wow, they only got him on the fucking top cast. What characters he played? Street Kings. I liked him in the Lake House. Alex Weiler. He did this movie called Scanner Darkly. It's a very weird movie with Woody Harrelson and Robert Downey Jr. I didn't understand that film. One day I'll do a review of that one. It's just a very strange movie. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just a very strange movie. I don't know if anyone's seen that one. Maybe they have a right word for it. Hardball, I never seen. That's the one he plays a baseball coach for kids. Sweet November, I liked that movie. I thought it was a sweet story with him and Charlize Theron. Replacement, that's a fun football comedy with him and Gene Hackman together. The Watcher, I'm very curious about, even though I heard it wasn't much. He plays a serial killer, and James Spader, the cop, was gonna stop him and stuff. One day I'll give that a shot. But anyway, rating for the films: Reloaded is a 6 out of 10. Revolutions, 6.5 out of 10. So, thank you for tuning in with me with the Matrix films. I hope you all enjoyed and stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoy your 4th of July. Unfortunately, it's falling in the middle of the week this year and stuff. I'm still off from work, so I'm just gonna be hanging back, watch some of my friends' videos, maybe bullshit with some of the guys. Who knows? Hopefully you guys enjoy your barbecues or whatever, everything like that. Y'all take it easy, and take it easy. Everything that has a beginning has an end. Bye. Ciao, Mr. Anderson. Ciao.